We're at the last 100 meters, right, of a really long race, and we've been running this race for 4 years, and everybody's trying to attain, either keep their people in or get the guy out, and in my opinion, the current administration has failed to meet even some of the most basic things. Like I'm a military person and an intelligence analyst, and a lot. And I've always been a supporter of Republicans, but this is the first time that I've ever voted, and I've actually decided to vote.
I've never seen like so much polarization. I think a lot of it can be because of social media and just I mean, uh, companies like Facebook and stuff, they can like with your account and what you look, they can pretty much make bubbles with that, and then they'll give you information that just tailors your biases. So people are stuck in these bubbles, both on the left and the right, and I mean that just is a recipe for just disaster. And like I see Twitter a lot sometimes, and oh my god, I'm like, man, this is like a cesspool of just people just. I could not imagine this like in real life, because I'd just be like, oh, this is like an arena, and just people just be on like a brawl everywhere.
People were becoming more educated in general. Like I know, I remember learning about government in high school, but it becomes more applicable when you start voting and things like that, and you're more vigilant to things going on. And as a growing adult, I was like, okay, I need to like stop playing around like I'm not a kid anymore. Like this stuff has been affecting me, and as an like adult that's functioning in this society, it's starting to affect me more. But I feel like especially after the Black Lives Matter movement, people not only was it kind of a not warning, but I guess warning to people to be like more vigilant, not just in that aspect, but other aspects of the world as well. Like just being aware of what's going on. And I feel like because of people getting educated, it's kind of ups polarization, like political polarization a lot, just because it's like being educated, it makes you have those extremes, because it's like I either really feel this way about it or I don't. And yeah, it's actually been really interesting seeing that and seeing that shift, definitely specifically around this time, not even just with the election going on.
It's all polarized. A lot of attention is going towards the things that are going on in America for the last couple of years. Just so much social injustice, so much mean and spirited words, and just people acting in an aggressive way towards one another that I haven't seen this in years. And actually, I don't think I've ever seen it where the president has been so verbal and saying the things to cause a lot more attention to to other people, and just mean spiritedness. I believe is what I would say the word is.
Back in 2016, I was asking myself, how the hell could people be more polarized nowadays? And little did I know that 4 years later, I'm like, oh crap, that was nothing compared to the polarization now. So I think things could get the polarization could get worse in the future. I mean, like I said, it's just a lot of like social media is and just people just enforcing their bubbles. So yeah, it's really hard for people, I realize nowadays, just to have like an actual conversation where they're not like either like insulting each other or just like trying to wreck the other person, where they're actually trying to like collaborate.
I really don't think there's gonna be much of a difference. Because the issues are government oriented. So yeah, I feel like it's still going to be a huge issue. If anything, I feel like it'll get worse.
Something that comes from you, and if it's not in line with the current train of thought or whatever, it's going to make you out to be the bad person. Anybody in politics, anybody in entertainment, the first time you say something bad, or something that doesn't align with everybody's political views or whoever, um, it's just going to stay like that. I don't think that, I think we've got some growing pains socially.
Once this election transpires, depending on the outcome, I believe if it is where we elect a president that would be more of a people, more of a country president to bring everybody together and assemble the right people in place to look after the nature of the country and just bring everybody back together. Of course, there's people that you might disagree with someone standing on. You don't agree on everything, but of course, just bring us back to where we're natural towards one another. We're loving the great country and the people that we're in. So I think then politics will start settling back down to like a normal state. But there's always going to be Republicans, Democrats, and independent people that are always, like I said, they might not agree with each other 100%, but it was nothing like it has been over the last 4 years. So.
It's just more polarization because either both of them are just like, oh, this person's a fraud, or the other one's like, oh yeah, this person's a fraud.
I think right now, a leadership at the top just has to be unwilling to, deal with that divide. They have to be able to find some way to create some sort of cohesion. And uh, I think that the Biden and Kamala Harris combination will actually do really well. And that's weird because I'm actually not anti Barrett coming into the Supreme Court. So I mean, I've got mixed views, but I try to vote with my brain, not my heart.
Brings the rhetoric down from the White House and information and the disinformation and the non-trust stuff that are coming from the White House, and people see the honesty and the good person that's in there, and they see that everybody's starting to work along, with the White House and the Congress and the state and legislative. And I believe things will start get back to normal, and I believe we'll be back to where we were. Not saying that everything's always going to be great. Yeah, like I said, there's always going to be disagreements, but I just believe that the rhetoric and the turmoil and whatnot and the civil unrest and so forth that's going on right now, I believe that will tone itself down. It probably might take a few months, for people to get start settling down.